do again. So, Tank Tuesday, welcome back. Last time we got, the rear deck of the tank complete, and this time it's repetitive for me. I'm not going to make it repetitive for you. I ain't going to just sit here in silence while I build up 18 wheels. It could be pretty boring. So I'm going to go over the 2 idler wheels. I only need to make 2 of those, and then I have to make 18 road wheels. So I'll go over a couple of those with you. Then you can see how they're put together and things like that. And then the other 16, I'm going to have to just build up off camera and come back when they're all built up. There is bags and bags of various wheel parts. There's a full bag of like 60 little screws in there to pop in. There's all these little pins and arms that need greasing up and all these like bearing type things. And there's 18 or 36 of everything depending on what bits are being used to construct what parts of what wheel. But like I said, there's 18 of these wheels, 72 wheels to go together to make 18 in a way. Probably seems more complicated than it actually is. Once we've got one together, and it should all just go together nicely. It's a lot of wheels. And then once we've got them wheels done, I can get these tracks and get them wrapped around and on there. So there's more wheels in there, your sprocket wheels, and the other part of the idlers there. Taking the idlers, we're going to need WB4, WB3, SB4, MS1 there. So we need those, and we're going to need 3 of the BD1 screws to bolt these together. Now these little bearings are part of the road wheels, as are those and those. So we're just going to be needing these and a bit of grease. So I'm just using some Tamiya grease. I've got plenty of this from Tamiya kits. I've got loads of this stuff. So we'll just use this. And that wants to drop in here by the look of it. I see. And then this one is going on top of there. I don't know if you can see this, but there is like a groove marked out, and there is like a lip on that point there. So that's just gonna sit within there. Probably seats itself if give it a waggle. And the same on this side. There is a little indentation there, and a little bit that sticks out on there, which also helps it lock into place. And then it's just a case of screw these up. So that is one idler wheel. So again, take that, bit of grease on there. I'll be honest with you, I just forgot to grease that end on that side, but I don't really suppose it'll make any difference. I'll be able to get some grease in there. I'll pull that apart in a minute. Drop into there, the one with the lip, next onto there. Remember, another little light bit into an indentation. And again, screw that up. So that is the idler wheels complete. 2 idler wheels. Now for the road wheels. Have them. And I have to bust all these off the parts tree. Tons of them. And clean all the edges up on them, and then there's another bag to strip out and break off the parts tree. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to get all these removed and cleaned up, and then I'll go over a couple of road wheels with you and construct those, and then I'll just crack on. But like I say, this is just mental. Alright, I'm just getting my bearings with this. I'm going to need A5 on the bottom, a couple of these go back to back. There's like a bearing thing that goes in between. And then A6 onto the top of that, followed by the 3 screws to hold that together. So, taking the bottom part of the road wheel and the bearing into there, and taking one of them and like with the dish part down, and then one facing like up, so they are like back to back. And then you want to line them holes up with the screws. That looks flush. So I believe that is one road wheel. So now we kind of figured that one out. This one should just be a little bit easier. That. One of those. And then the 3 screws. So they're looking about the same to me. And that's 2 road wheels. And we have 2 idlers. So I'm going to go ahead now with this mammoth task and do the other 16. I'm halfway through now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah. Halfway through. If I'd have known, I'd have like took this to my daughter's school and then started a sweatshop with all the kids and had them doing this. But it's the end of the school holidays, so I couldn't do that, could I?
No.
So as the daughter's school shut, next best thing, make my own sweatshop. So for the first set, you have like a small pin and a long pin, but we'll get to the longer pins when we get to that point, which is like the next half of it. So you want to be putting your idler wheel on. Like I say, we're putting the grub screws in. I haven't put them in yet, but we will be putting the wheel on there, and then these pins will slot in and then hold the wheel onto there, and then the grub screws, we're going to lock them so the wheels are then locked into place. Then using these parts off the tree, they're like resting there, but it doesn't say they need gluing in. So I'm a bit curious as to whether they're going to come off and need to be glued in at some point later, or they end up holding themselves in when the tracks get put on. I do not know. So the next one, you're going to miss the next suspension arm, so it's every other one, and then that one will go on there exactly the same, and then the other one, and then we're going to repeat that for this side as well. So although they're the alternate way around to these, we still are going to go on every other one, and then a grub screw in, put the small pin in, and lock them wheels. Wheel onto the suspension arm. Because the first set we take the short pin into the centre. Now I'm just going to use this little screwdriver just so I know that it's fully in there. and then the grub screw, we're just gonna, like I say, basically tighten that pin, lock it with the grub screw, and that's as tight as that's going. So that's that wheel on there, and then it like wants them in, but as I said, they don't seem to hold themselves in, but I ain't going to worry about that for that moment in time, as that might change. I've got the 4 road wheels installed now, and I've actually put one of the idlers on, but it's not clamped in with the grub screw yet. However, these are just the exact same method, technique as putting the road wheels on. Just take your idler, slot it into the groove there, and take your grub screw, and same as the other suspension arms, that just locks into place there via that grub screw. Now I've already done and completed that side and put the outer wheels on, but again I'll quickly go through and show you how to install those wheels. It is the same, but we're using the longer pins that I mentioned and just a sleeve to like brace it in place. For the outer wheels, again, all you want to be doing is taking your road wheel. You know, I'm having so much fun building this tank, and the stuff that I'm learning along the way is amazing. Now, it might slow down a little bit, this build, because I've been looking into, if you remember at the beginning of the build, I come across an ironing board, and I didn't have a clue what that were. But upon doing some research and talking to people, and people leaving me comments in the comment sections and things, I've learned that it's called Zimmerit coating, which you apply around the tank. Now, I've looked into it and I am tempted to have a go, but it could slow the build down dramatically. And being a first time with tanks and only just learning about Zimmerit, some other people have recommended the ATAC kits, and you can get these from like Forge Bear models. I am in the UK. Now I've looked on Forge Bear, and on their website it says to go directly to ATAC, as do a few other websites. Now this company where I can get the ATAC 16th scale Zimmerit kit for this tank is in Poland. So I'm not sure on how long shipping would be on that or anything, but I am going to order that kit, then I can add the Zimmerit coating. However, I have purchased the Zimmerit tool and various different kinds of milliputs and stuff, so I can have a practice then later on down the line when I do come to build another tank, because like I said, this is an awesome learning process for me. I can apply some real Zimmerit and make my own. So I've got some stuff to practice with, but I am just going to go the easy route for now and get that. But I still can get a video out next week, because there's still like the upper part of the hull, lots of little bits that I can get on with painting, putting like the little military men together and stuff like that. And yeah, there's plenty to keep me going to get another video out while I wait on the ATAC. So, sorry for rambling. So there'll be no tracks on this, just the wheels, and then it's easier for me to pull apart. So, where was I? The road wheel, want to take that. Again, putting your pin through the road wheel, as we did the first time. And now it wants this sleeve bushing, which slots over there. So taking the wheel with the pin and popping that into there. Like I did the first time, I just used something just to push the pin in, and I know it was all the way in. And then taking your little grub screw, what we're going to do is tighten that up in there until it locks against the wheel. And then repeat that whole section so it then looks like this side. So now the main wheels are looking like this. It's starting to look like a tank hull. Yeah, the spacers, sorry, I said they might be for rigidity or something, but it's just twigged what they're for. Like I say, I'm noob to tanks, but those sleeves, they are to separate so they're not rubbing against the front wheels. So you can have a good laugh at that in the comments down below. I'd love to hear you all taking the piss on this build, because like I say, it's all new, but this is why I would like to build another tank now, and going into another one with a little bit more experience and knowledge of actually building a tank and basically what things are on a tank. For example, there's a block on here which some guy kindly told me it's a jacking chock basically. You put your jack on it and jack the tank up. To me it just looked like a little box. I don't know, it could have been for anything. So the sprockets, I will quickly get them on there, may as well. It's only a couple of nuts to remove them to paint them, and at least that way we are still progressing. We've got the sprocket A and the sprocket B in there, and the aluminium gun barrel, which we won't be using at the moment. According to the manual, these, they look like they just go back to back. Again, you've got like some milled out recesses there and some like outy bits, which are obviously just gonna clunk into place there. So it does look to be like a bigger groove and a smaller groove, so you can't get it wrong. If you do, one side won't seat. So these then, let me just double check the manual there. Yep. They're just going to slot into place there using one of these bigger, as they're called, BA3, and a big washer on the end of that to clamp it in. And it's the same for the other side. So we'll just rotate that around till it seats. There we go. Add the nut and washer. Again, it does say about adding these little bush things. Now again, I don't know if these are meant to glue in or not, but like I say, the cast idlers and the sprockets I am going to be painting into the light sand colour, so they do need to come off again. So hopefully in the next one I'll have a lot more parts painted ready to go onto the hull, and we should be in the process of receiving the ATAC Zimmerit kit soon. So I'm going to leave that one there. I do thank you all for watching. I'm sorry I never got the tracks completed, but to save me a bit of time to work on other projects, then I'm not pulling all this back apart. But I'm sure you'll be proud that I'm putting the ATAC on it now and not just leaving it as a kit. So any more information in the comment section down below in regards to things, please do feel free to drop those there, because you've been a massive help so far. So again, just thanks for watching, guys. Until the next one, take care, stay safe. Don't forget to drop your comments, give it a like, and if you're not already subscribed, do hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ping that notification bell, and then you can stay tuned with any future videos that I release. If they're of no interest to you, then just ignore the notification. If it is, then that's all well and good. So thanks again, guys.